Good morning, my dear students. This is your Shanghita ma'am over here, and I welcome all of you in my grammar class today. Today we will learn about infinitives. So before we start talking about two infinitives, let me talk about what is finite verb and what is non-finite verbs. So if I give you an example that Tommy is angry. Look at the example. Look at the sentence over here. Tommy is angry. Look at the next sentence. Elisa painted her home. Here, these are the two sentences that I have told you. First one is Tommy is angry, and the second one is Elisa painted her home. So here in these two sentences, I hope that you will be able to find the verb. Here is the verb, and in the next sentence Elisa painted. Painted is a verb over here. Now finite verbs are those verbs that act in a sentence as a main verb. Without this verb, there cannot be a sentence, and you can change the tense of the finite verbs. There is always that you can change the tense of these verbs. Tommy is angry, was angry, you can write. Okay, so here you can change the tense of this verb. So that is why these are finite verbs. Elisa painted her home. So here is also you can change the verb. Elisa paints her home. You can write it in present tense as well. So now look at the next type of verbs, that is non-finite verb. In the non-finite verb there are three types of verbs. Three types of groups are there. Three groups are there in non-finite verbs. What are they? First is participle. Second is infinitives that we will learn today, and next is gerund. So you have already learned about gerunds. So today we will learn about infinitives, two infinitives. Okay. So in non-finite verbs, non-finite verb is not a main verb. It doesn't act as a main verb. It never acts as a main verb. Okay. Here in a case of the participle, if I can give you an example: breaking, writing, speaking, broken, written, spoken. Okay, these are examples of participle. Like healthy food is an important for diet. So here healthy food as important part of our diet. Here it acts as a participle. Okay, healthy, the word healthy acts as a participle. Next, infinitives we will discuss later. So gerunds, how gerunds work? Gerunds always act as a noun in a sentence. If I tell you that swimming is a good exercise, then swimming, it is verb plus ing, but it is not a verb. It acts as a noun in a sentence. So that is why swimming is a good exercise. Here in this sentence, swimming acts as a noun. So here you can say that it is a gerund. Okay. Here an example is given in front of you. See, a recent discovery consists of thinking what nobody is thinking and seeing what every person sees. Here the word thinking is a gerund. So better than this sentence, if I tell you that swimming is a good exercise, you can understand better with this sentence that gerunds always act as a noun. Okay, in a sentence. Though it is verb plus ing, but it is not a verb. It acts as a noun in a sentence. Okay, so these are non-finite verbs. Okay. Now let me give you some more examples so that it will be clear to you that in finite verb always act as a verb. For example, they got home very late last night. Here got act as a verb, so that is why got, it is a finite verb. Next, Sailing is my favorite sport. Which is my favorite sport? Sailing. So sailing, it is not verb over here. It acts as a noun. Okay. So it is a non-finite verb. Come to the next point. Finite verb also act as main verb in a clause. I live in Germany. Here live. You can always change the tense of these verbs. I told you that I lived in Germany. You can write I will live in Germany in future tense also. You can convert this sentence. So here you can change the tense of these verbs. So here this is an example of finite verb. Next, the sleeping cat is brown. Okay, who is how is the cat sleeping? The sleeping cat is brown. Who is brown? The question that you should ask is who is brown? So the answer you will get the sleeping cat. Okay, so here sleeping doesn't act as a verb. Okay, so that is why it is a non-finite verb. Next, she was waiting in the room before he came in. Here, was waiting, came, these also act as finite verbs because these are main verbs and you can always change the tense of these verbs. And if you do not write these verbs, then you cannot form a sentence. Okay? Now come to the next point, non-finite verbs. Non-finite verbs do not indicate person, number or tense. She tiptoed round the house so as not to wake anyone. Okay, to wake, here it doesn't work as a verb. It acts as infinite verbs. Okay, a non-finite verb. So that is why here in this sentence you can say that these all are non-finite verbs and here these are finite verbs. Okay. Now let us move towards our main topic, which is infinitive. Yes, so what is infinitive? Very easy, students. Infinitive means after to you have to write the present tense of the verb. Okay, always. You cannot write past tense, you cannot write future tense, you cannot write any other form of the verb, past participle form of the verb also you cannot write. Only present tense you have to write after to. Okay, so it is called to infinitive. This is called to infinitive. For example, to plus verb equals to infinitive. For example, to plus work, to work. I love to work hard. He loves to work hard. Okay, to work. Here in this sentence, to work. This is an example of to infinitive. Okay, to play. You cannot write to played. Okay, to will play or to shall play. Okay, to played. This way you cannot write to play. Rina likes to play. Okay, here in this sentence Rina likes to play. Here in this sentence you will notice that after Rina likes to play, here after to I have given play, present tense of the verb. Okay, next, to study. To plus study equals to study. They wanted to study more. If I say this sentence, they wanted to study more. Here, after to, obviously study, you have to write. You cannot write studied. Okay. So we have learned that an infinitive is a verb form that is preceded by the word to. For example, to play, to sleep, to be seen, to steal, to have been stolen, to speak. Let me give you some of the examples. To infinitive is used to show the purpose of an action. It is used to explain why an action is done. Okay? For example, the student studied very hard to pass the exam. Here studies is given. That means past tense. That means you will not write over here past tense. Okay, you have to write here present tense. Why? Because to infinitive is used over here. So that is why the student studied very hard to pass the exams. Okay, so students studied very hard to pass. Here don't look at the tense over here. Whatever the tense is used over here, that shouldn't affect you, because you are writing it in present tense no matter what the tense is given in that sentence. You have to write it in present tense. So that is why the students studied very hard to pass the exams. Okay, come to the next example. She is going to England to learn English. She is going to England to learn English. Here, to learn English, it is also an example of infinitive, to infinitive, because after to we are writing the present form of the main verb. Okay. Now, in the sentence, if negative or not is used, how will you write this sentence? Look at the example over here. He changed his way not to see her. Whenever not you have to write to make the sentence in negative form, then before to you add not. Before to. Okay. He changed his way not to see her. You can also use to at the beginning of the sentence as well. For example, to get a passport, firstly you should fill out this form. Okay, to pass the exam you need to work hard. This way also you can write. So now let me give you some more examples on infinitives. Like, it used to indicate the purpose of an action. For example, he bought some flowers to give his wife. I will lock the door to prevent theft. Here, to prevent, to give, these are two infinitives. What is the next usage of two infinitives? As subject of a sentence. Example, to wait seemed foolish when decisive action was required. To swim in the sea may be dangerous. Here, to swim, to wait, these are infinitives. Okay. Next, as a direct object of the sentence also you can write infinitives. I like to ride in English. Everyone wanted to go. So here, to go, to ride, these are also examples of infinitives. Okay. Come to the next point, as subject complement. Example, his ambition is to fly. Here, to fly, it is an example of infinitive. What is essential to maintain a healthy diet? So to maintain is also an example of infinitive. Next, come to the next point, as an adjective. This is the best time to practice. I have some jeans to wash or to wear. So here these are also the examples of two infinitives. Okay. So two infinitives can be used after the verb plus the adjective, then as a noun also. For example, they hope to reach the party on time. Here, hope is a verb. So after the verb, two infinitive is used over here. They hope to reach the party on time. Next, I want to try. Here, want is verb. After that, to try. So that is also an example of verb plus infinitive. Okay. Come to the next example, adjective plus infinitive. I am happy to hear you are well. Here, happy is adjective. So after that, to infinitive is used. She is delighted to see him. Here, delighted is also act as adjective. After that, to see him is infinitive. So adjective plus infinitive. Next, come to the noun infinitive. I have got some hard work to do. Here, hard work is noun. So here, to do is the infinitive. Okay. So let me give you some more examples on adjective. After the adjective, how can you write the infinitives? Like, it is important not to be late. Here, important is adjective. So here, important not to be late. It is important. Next, it isn't easy to find a job. To find is infinitive. It is nice to meet new people. Here, meet, it is also to infinitive. So adjective with two infinitives. See here, some more examples are given over here. Unfortunately, I was unable to work for over a week. So unable, it is adjective. After that, to work, infinitive is used. I'm really tired. I'm ready to go to bed. Here ready is adjective. After that, to go. Next, sometimes the to infinitive gives a reason for the adjective. For example, we were happy to come to the end of our journey. Here, happy. We were happy because we had to come to the end of our journey. Okay, so here happy is adjective. After that, to come, it is infinitive. Okay. Now let me give you some examples of nouns with two infinitives. After the nouns like ability, attempt, chance, desire, failure, need, opportunity, refusal, wish, you can give to infinitive. You can use to infinitives. For example, they gave him an opportunity to escape. An opportunity. Opportunity is noun. To escape is infinitive. Okay. He was annoyed by her refusal to answer. Here refusal act as a noun. So to answer is infinitive. So noun plus infinitive. Next, I have no desire to be rich. There is no need to shout. Here need and desire, these are the nouns. To be rich and to shout, these are the examples of infinitives. Now let me give you some examples as a verb plus infinitive. For example, we plan to take a holiday. Here planned, here it is verb, after that to take infinitive. We decided to stay, it is verb, and to stay it is infinitive. You can also learn the sentence in this way as well. She wanted the children to learn piano. She wanted, first verb, then you can use the noun, then the to infinitive. I told him to ring the police. Here told him, verb, after that noun, then to ring. Okay, so I told him to ring the police. Here in this way also you can write down the sentences. See in the next sentence, my parents made me come home early. So here made me come home early, here no to infinitive is used over here. Okay, next, they wouldn't let me stay out late. Here to infinitive is not used over here. So there are some infinitives that can be without to as well. These are called bare infinitives. Okay, we use this infinitive without to and after the modal verbs like can, could, may, might, will, shall, would, should, must. Like she can sleep in the guest room tonight. Will you need a rent? Will you need to rent a car during the day, during your stay? So we also use the infinitive without to after let and make. So let us use some of his land to grow vegetables. Here no to infinitive is used. Okay. So these are called bare infinitives. So there are two types of infinitive. First one is to infinitive. Next one is bare infinitive. I hope to see you soon. This is an example of to infinitive. And bare infinitive is an example. If I give you an example, he can't help you. This is an example of bare infinitive. Now you can open your book, open your grammar book, and to infinitives it is in your grammar book in 38 page. Look at the example over here, students. To infinitive, T-O-O. To with infinitive is used to combine a pair of sentences. That means two sentences you can join them by using to infinitive. For example, that bag is very heavy. I can't lift it. When you have to join the two sentences, how can you write? That bag is too heavy, T-O-O, too heavy, because it is very heavy. So that is why too heavy for me to lift. The bag is too heavy for me to lift. In this way you have to write. It was very hot. No one could work. So it was too hot for anyone to work. Look at the verb. Whatever verb is there, you have to write the tense in the same. The verb you have to write in the same tense. So you cannot change the tense. So it was too hot for anyone to work. In this way you can join the two sentences using TOO, to plus infinitive. Okay. Come to the next example. Enough plus infinitive. How will you write? The ladder is very long. It can reach the top window. So how will you join these two sentences using enough plus infinitive? So here you have to write the ladder is long enough. That means it is very long. So that is why it is long enough to reach the top window. Come to the next sentence. He is strong. He can fight his battle. So the answer is he is strong enough to fight his battle. Okay. Now come to the next example. He is too ill to need a doctor. So what does the sentence mean? You can write in this way as well. He is so ill that it is no use to send for a doctor. He is ill enough to need a doctor, and he is so ill that we must send for the doctor at once. Okay, these are for examples and comparison. Now look at another sentence. This box is light enough for me to carry. How will you write the sentences in two different sentences? So this box is light and I can carry it. This is the sentence. These are the two sentences. When you have to join the two sentences in the then you have to write the box is light enough for me to carry. Okay. Some more examples are given over there. He is rich enough to buy it. He had enough money to buy it. Okay. Next, come to the number 3 point. The infinitive is used to avoid repetition also. For example, do you like to share my meal? No, thank you, I don't want to. I wanted to go, but I wasn't able to. Do you do your washing yourself? I used to, but now I have got a maid. Have you done your homework? No, but I am just going to. So here see in the sentences, see but I am just going to. Going to do what? Going to do homework, which you are not mentioning, but you mean to say that. So repetition, there is no need to repetition. So there is no need of repetition. So that is why here we are using two infinitives. Okay. I used to, but now I haven't got a maid. So that is why I am washing the clothes by myself. This is, you are not saying, but you are meaning this. Okay, you meant this. So that is why with these two infinitives, you can avoid repetition. Okay. Sometimes two infinitives is also used to express disappointment, sadness. Okay. I went to the hall only to find it empty. So I went to the hall and I'm seeing the hall is empty. So I'm sad after seeing the hall empty. So here I went to the hall only to find it empty. To find it is the infinitive. Okay. Come to the next point. The verb to be can be used with an infinitive to express a command or an intention. For example, the students are to vacate the hostel at once. Here to vacate, it is infinitive. It means command. Okay, students are to vacate means students are ordered to move out of the hostel room at once. Okay. The work is to be done in 2 days, said the officer. So that is also the command of the officer. The clerk was told to report back on the following day. Was told to. Okay. The student was told to get out of the class because he is talking too much in the class. Okay. So here in this sentence also, see, you will be seeing that the teacher is commanding. So to get out. Here is also to infinitive is used. Come to the next point. Interrogative words like how, when, where, etc. are often followed by an infinitive. For example, will you show me how to prepare an omelette? So how to prepare? Will you show me how to prepare? After how is also we are using the to infinitive. Next, I don't know when to go. When to go there. Okay. So when to go. After when, after what we can use to infinitive. I don't know what to do. So here is also we are using to infinitives. Okay. Come to the next point. Number 7. To combine sentences into one. That there are two sentences and you need to combine the sentence. You have to join the sentences and you have to write only one sentence. Okay. Without changing its meaning. Then how will you write? I'm very sorry. Look at the sentence. I'm very sorry. Full stop. I heard the news of this sad and sudden demise. His death that I have heard suddenly that I have heard suddenly that he died. Okay. So I'm very sorry to hear the news, sad news of his sudden death. You can write in this way. You can join the two sentences by using to infinitive. He goes to the cinema hall and he sees a movie there. So he goes to the cinema hall to see a movie there. In this way, very easily you can join two sentences and form a single sentence. Okay. So I hope students that you have understood two infinitives and you have enjoyed your class today. Okay. Thank you for watching.